Very much. I'm not going to give a long summing up because of paucity of time, but suffice it to say that every panel member has thrown open what kind of potential there exists in each of these businesses and how they have grown multifold over the years, and how Make in India has really been going on for a very long time, but it has really not come to the fore. That's what, and I know companies like Havels have been in existence from 1980, 82, 83 and all that, and they have come up a very long way, and the indigenous products are as much are better than some of the imported products. Then we have also seen what Karnataka is doing in terms of the new policies, the framework, and how innovation is being given a very important place in the whole space. And lastly, of course, I told in the opening remarks also about the opportunities in Karnataka, but once again I'll reiterate, given that trust towards digital economy and digitalization, smart cities and so many things happening, today electronics has become a common icing on the cake for several vertical cakes. So that electronics is now becoming the topmost layer, which is really making it more attractive. And Bangalore has become a startup capital for the country, and already it is the software. Electronics is and will be the core area of growth in the next couple of years or few years. And it is very heartening to note that Additional Secretary, Chief Secretary has told about starting of a new electronic park near that Sira area. These are all most welcome. My only request to the government is, while we have several announcements on several parks, yesterday was the machine tool park, today we heard about this, then earlier during my tenure we had aerospace park, but there is a bit of a time gap between announcement of a park and real plug and play to take place. That time gap needs to be reduced in terms of providing of electricity, pollution control clearances, water supply, infrastructure and roads. If these things happen simultaneously, then I think Karnataka can look forward to a very quantum jump in Make in India initiative and take the lead as one of the fastest growing states for Make in India. With these few words, I think we'll break for tea. Thank you so much.
Before we leave the panelists, it's our pleasure to give a mementos. I would request Ms. V. Manjula, Additional Chief Secretary to Government, to give away mementos to the esteemed speakers. To Shri S. Chandrasekhar, I would request Mr. Chandrasekhar to accept a memento. Also Dr. Mohan Reddy, Chandrasekhar and Mohan Reddy, and Mr. Sanjay Nayak, Mr. Vidya Shankar, all the panelists, please. As the mementos are being given, please note there will be a session on automobile and auto components here, but in the grand ballroom, it is the session on manufacturing startups impacting industry. So please note, in the grand ballroom, it is manufacturing startups impacting industry. And finally, I would request Mr. Chandrasekhar to give a memento to Madam Manjula. I would like to thank Ms. V. Manjula and all the panelists, Sri Vidya Shankar and others, and thank you very much for an interesting session. Some of the panelists will be available offline and you can pose your questions there. We'll set up the table in the next 5 minutes or so, and the session on automobile and auto components will happen here. And in the grand ballroom, in the main building, the session on manufacturing startups impacting